Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is the Apostate Prophet. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day and night and evening. Why are you smiling at me?
Because I saw this comment and I put it up on the screen.
England. Yeah,
he better be wearing his England shirt.
it suddenly feels very quiet in here. It's like I was just watching for 2 hours wildly the game between England and Norway, and
I
was
didn't
on
know
edge-
it was a thing.
was on edge the whole time, and then everything was very, very loud, and then suddenly I come here and it's all suddenly silence with my voice and with the very famously quiet David. So it's all a little bit awkward. But hey, England won the game. Congratulations to England. And now we can get to our live stream.
AP, you know,
What?
you're a U.S. citizen now, and we beat them in multiple wars and then saved them multiple times, and they've never had the slightest bit of gratitude. And here you are prancing around in their shirt.
I love England, man. I just love England. It's just what it is. I just love England. I just love England.
If it wasn't for us, the good old U.S. of A., they'd be part of the German Empire.
I love America, and I'm proud to be an American. Or at least I know I'm
You
from.
make fun of that song,
But-
I will destroy it.
I'm not making fun of it, man. I'm literally singing.
It's grammatically incorrect. It should be.
Look,
I'm
I didn't
glad
even
to
say
be in
anything.
America, where at least I know I'm free. American is not a place.
I didn't even say anything. Now you bring it up. See? But yeah, yes, indeed. So I am very proud to be an American, and I have supported America
Or at
through the
least we
World
know
Cup.
we're free.
But America is now out of the tournament, and I have been supporting consistently two teams here. One is the United States of America, and the other is England. And I said from the beginning that while I support the United States of America in their endeavors, I do not believe that the U.S. team had the chance to approach to the finals or anything.
We had to finally let someone win for once.
That said, the U.S. team played significantly better than I expected them, especially in their first game, which was very, very beautiful. It made me happy and proud. But now it is time for England to shine and go forth. And-
What teams are left? Not that I care, but what teams are left?
So right now, on one side, there is France and Spain that are going to be playing against each other. Then there's England, which just kicked out Norway. And England is going to play next week against the winner of tonight's game, which is taking place in about an hour, which is between Argentina and Switzerland. Switzerland has a
Whoa.
0 chance. So Argentina.
No Muslim teams?
No, Muslim teams are all out. If you don't count France. So it's going to be France
or
and
England.
Spain.
Or Spain.
It's going to be France and Spain
They're all
versus,
Muslim teams now.
versus England and Argentina, most likely. So it's just these teams left, inshallah.
Hey, hang on. So how's that work anyway? Because like there are multiple soccer teams in England, right? Like in each of these countries. It's not like they have, like we have football teams here, like, and all these football teams compete against each other just normally during the year. Like these other countries have like some sort of soccer league with like this city has their soccer team and this city has their soccer team they play. So how, like for the World Cup, they just pick the best players off each team and that's like the national team or something?
No, so this is funny. I should rename this live stream to Explaining Football to an American. But anyway, yes. So this is these are the national teams playing against each other. The national teams poll the best players that are nationals of each country. The United Kingdom, since it consists of multiple countries, for example, has several countries that compete, such as England, Wales, Scotland, and Germany has its own team, and so on. And in the European Cup or in the World Cup, these national teams compete against each other. Aside from that, of course, there are major leagues in England or in Germany or in other places that also have multiple very, very fantastic local football teams, or simply teams that are established based on different grounds, and they actually have like proper names, like Chelsea. They have Arsenal. They have Manchester United, Manchester City. Compared to like these lame names that you have in America, like Sox, Devils, and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's basically what it is.
Do the local teams ever play like local teams from a different country? Like would a Paris team might play against a Berlin team or some crap like that?
Yes, for that you have different leagues, like the Champions League, which I think the name has changed in the meantime, but I still got the Champions League. I don't know. I haven't kept up with that. But yeah, you have cross European leagues where the best of each country play against each other and such and all that. So it is a beautiful sport. 99% of countries in the world follow it. There's one country that doesn't follow it. And that's just a big shame. So,
which just happens to be the greatest country. So that should be a signal to everyone. If you want to be truly great, get better sports.
Anyway, now that we have continued that, now that we have finished that, or
hey, you remember Maradona?
Yes. Oh, you know about him? What is that? What's that about? How do you know about him?
Yeah, I was in Greece on the island of Crete when I was a teenager, and it was at some point there was World Cup, and I asked, who's the best player? And they said Maradona, and I thought, that sounds like Madonna. Why wouldn't you get a better name than that?
Diego Maradona. He was
before that, the only player I ever heard of was Pele, because he was in like a school book or something like that. Anyway.
Nice. Well, now the best player in the world is a person by one name that you should know. That
Messi.
You know it.
I was right.
Messi. Lionel Messi.
I just like, yeah, okay, good. Ha! I just picked one of the names I kept hearing.
By far the best football player, I think, ever, and especially right now.
Not better than Maradona.
And anyone who disagrees with that should just go home.
What about that dude who married one of the Spice Girls?
I have no idea who that is.
There was a soccer player married a Spice Girl. I know because Ali G interviewed them.
Wait, that was David Beckham? Oh, that's funny. I had no idea. I didn't even know that. So, right, that is her. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, I'm too confused right now. Anyway, in any case, are you ready to talk about serious stuff now?
No, because I was asking if they get to send like all their best players. You know, back in the day for basketball, it's way before your time, but back in the day, the U.S. could only send like their best college players. They couldn't send pro players, and so, but all the like other countries, they had all their best players. They would just say that they're in the military, like so. Russia would send all its top basketball players, but it would list their jobs as military, but like in the military, their job was just playing basketball all day. And the U.S. couldn't send its best players because they were professionals and stuff like that. Then I think it was 92, all of a sudden they said, now we get to send all our best players from professional teams. And that's when you got the dream team. Hey, speaking of dream teams, there was another dream team that was O.J. Simpson's lawyers. So this Tyler see how I tied it back in there. This Tyler Robinson dude, do you have like the dream team of lawyers or like a public defender or something? Because I'm just saying, the way Candace keeps pushing for him, I'm like, she keeps like rooting for him to win and so on. Shouldn't she be hiring like the dream team like OJ had?
Yes, Monica. Yes, really. No, we were just talking about that. So in the case right now, what's happening in court is the preliminary hearing is taking place, has taken place, or has been taking place. I think normally it was expected that it would, after 5 days of preliminary hearings and all the evidence presented to the court, in order to find probable cause that Tyler Robinson took the shot that killed Charlie Kirk. Evidence would be presented to the court.
Allegedly.
And then, we all know he did it. And then the The judge would make his decision whether probable cause is established, and then the trial would begin after a given time. Right now, for whatever reason, for different reasons, the fifth day has come to its conclusion. All evidence has been presented. The prosecution has decided to rest its case, and the judge decided, or it has been decided, that in September, the preliminary hearing will officially be closed. And that's when it will be established that there is probable cause, and then it will continue to the trial, which I wonder how long that will take for that to start. Right now, the job basically of the defense, of the Tyler Robinson defense, of his lawyers, was basically to try to block as much evidence as possible. That was basically literally their job. It was to block out as much evidence as possible from going into the court, into the trial, into the proceedings, and as much to prevent as much evidence as possible from being published to the media and to the public. The Charlie Kirk family, Erica Kirk and their representative, and the prosecution have as much as possible pushed to have all evidence presented and to have all evidence published for everyone to see. We have that on camera and on record multiple times. Especially Erica Kirk and their representative wanted to make sure that everybody in the world, that everybody who is watching, that the media and the public and everyone has access to all the evidence that is being presented. So it is one thing that the prosecution gives the court the evidence that they have, showing that Tyler Robinson took the shot and what he was motivated by and so on. And the Kirk family, led by Erica Kirk and their representatives, wanted to make sure that aside from the evidence entering the court, it should also be possible for everyone to see exactly what is being shown. So unfortunately, for one thing, the judge mostly agreed that most of the evidence should be shown to the public, and he also agreed that almost all evidence presented would be included in the court, into the proceedings. One final thing that they wanted to present, which was a high-quality, zoomed-in footage of Tyler Robinson walking on campus, going up on the roof, going in prone position at the exact same time that Charlie Kirk was shot, then getting up, running, jumping down the roof and leaving, that evidence should also be published. The judge decided that it will not be published. It will just be there for the court to see, for all in the court to see, but it will not be published to any cameras or the media and all that. So, however, we have multiple witnesses, and Erica Kirk also wanted to make sure that everyone, that lots of people who have a voice are there on that day to witness it. So we have now confirmed reports, both from court records and also from people who went there that day, that they have seen the footage in which it is clearly, in which Tyler Robinson is clearly identifiable, clearly goes on campus, clearly goes up the roof, clearly goes to the edge of the roof where he would have clear sight on Charlie Kirk, goes prone at the and spends the time there, which corresponds to the exact same time that Charlie Kirk was shot, then gets up, leaves, jumps off the roof, and pisses off. So we have people confirm that happened. It shows very, very, very clearly in context that Tyler Robinson is the one who shot Charlie Kirk. And all the conspiracy theories, all the nonsense, all the stupidity spread by people like Candace Owens for a year now is falling apart as we speak, and they still make excuses now, jumping to new talking points and all that. So we want to have a look at that very, very quickly, unless you have something else very important to say, David. Fox McCloud said England never scored a touchdown, so we don't care over here in the United States. Well, nobody cares about you over here. So
I was thinking, good point.
Catherine Grace, hey, David Wood, England is just going to borrow AP for the day to celebrate. He's a Brit now until the World Cup ends, and you can have him back. Thank you. I'm all yours.
If they like him so much, they can keep him, man.
I'm all yours. The Mule, congratulations to all England fans and to all English people, by the way. The Mule says, AP, you need to add a stan on that shirt. LOL. I should. Spain,
or simping for across the top.
Spain versus France, two proper colonial powers battling it out. It's going to be funny when England, France, and Spain are all together competing in this World Cup together with Argentina.
And then it would be cool if it like ended on like nothing but super controversial calls, and then they went to war.
Who invented the word soccer? Well, I have to. I was more aggressive about this in the past because I thought it was Americans who started calling it soccer because they were kind of dumb and lame. But then I found out that it was actually the English who started referring to it as soccer.
Oh,
And but then they just ditched it and started calling it football.
Too late, no take backs.
Because it was kind of a short way of saying association football. But now everybody just calls it football.
Wait,
but it's
soccer was a short form of association football?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Apparently they don't know how to abbreviate terms properly, but well, okay.
They don't. You should all try to be as based as AP. Released our inner AP-ness. No al-Lut. What do they do upon each other according to hijab? This is true. We have to all know. Wait, where'd my button go, man? Oh yeah.
Urinating upon one another. That's what they do.
I haven't used that button in a while. Messi or Ronaldo? Obviously Messi. I could ban you for even asking this question. I hate all sports, but I hate hockey the least. You must be Canadian. Oh yeah, you are Canadian, of course. That was quite predictable. Calypso, Sam became Catholic because he heard papal and thought of PayPal.
That's pretty good.
I didn't expect that. And I saw Sam here, and I thought, oh, I don't want to talk about that scumbag, but then it was a good joke, so I can't blame you.
Hey, why are you beefing? Why are you beefing with Sam, man? What's going on? I haven't seen anything. Why are you beefing with Sam?
Anyway, let's watch this video. So here is by Frontline Turning Point USA. Watch Officer Tatum share his final thoughts after Tyler Robinson's preliminary hearing officially concludes. He needs to be put to death for what he did. Let's say here.
So obviously they just wrapped the preliminary hearings, and we're going to reconvene on September 1st, and the judge will make an ultimate ruling on if there is enough probable cause to go forth the trial. Being in there, how do you think this is going to go?
Well, I think it's clear as day. It couldn't have been no greater evidence. There's no way on planet Earth, and I'll put my life and career on it, that he's going to be found with probable cause. I mean, the evidence is damning, it's overwhelming, every aspect of it, DNA evidence, testimony, confessions, he turned himself in. I mean, you name it, it's there. Anybody that deny that is lying to themselves. I think the real question is, will he plead guilty, or will he try to take it to a jury trial, which I'm confident he will lose in that trial.
Do you think that if he does plead guilty, they're just going to try and go for a plea deal? That's kind of what I've
I have a feeling, and I'm just saying, if I was the family, there's no plea agreement. He don't get an agreement. He need to be put to death for what he did. And I think that he's going to go out and he need to plead guilty and go through what he's going to go through in sentencing, or he's going to go to trial. And I pray they find him guilty in trial.
Yeah, and then just one more question for you. What were the reactions as the case wrapped up today?
It was emotional. You know, that last video that they showed that was zoomed in, you could see it as clear as the noonday sun that he came into the facility. He climbed onto the roof. He was in a prone position. He took a shot, ran and jumped off the roof, just like the testimony showed. It was emotional to see Erica have to watch that, and to have the person who killed her husband in the courtroom. It was emotional. It made me upset at the reality of this, because Charlie was a good man, just doing what God called him to do, and some person who had hardly any value to this world decided to take his life. Was very frustrating. But I am glad that the evidence is presented. Anybody with any kind of integrity that want to know the truth, they have access to see anything they want to see in this court hearing. It's very clear that they got overwhelming evidence that Tyler Robinson did it.
Huh. That's it must be rough for Officer Tatum. He was back in the day kind of the guy who most had Candace Owens's back. Whenever someone would attack her, he would jump in there. And now he gets to watch her be the leading cheerleader on the planet for Tyler Robinson.
I wonder how people who supported Candace Owens in the past and who helped her grow in general feel about this. I mean, they must be feeling quite bad about it. Primarily, I would say Daily Wire, Jeremy Boring, Candace Owens, Ben Shapiro, and others who helped her get all the fame, who helped her to more and more success.
They helped create a monster.
Dennis Prager, God bless him. I wonder how they feel or felt after everything that they have seen of the trajectory that she has taken. It's really messed up. I mean, I was never a fan of her. I think I made that very, very clear.
You did make that clear. I remember that for many years now.
And I always thought that she's stupid, that she has nothing good to add.
You have indeed always said, I'm talking like 7-8 years ago, you were saying that.
I thought she was a fraud. I thought she was dumb.
Yeah,
I
we
thought
heard
she
that.
was
I recall
quite
all that.
unintelligent, that she makes claims without knowing what she's talking about, that even when she makes a good point, she makes it in a very, very stupid and unreliable way, which is why you shouldn't listen to her and take stuff from her. I have consistently held that thought, and I don't want to now pride myself with saying, you see, I was on the right side. I always knew. But I do understand that people just wanted to amplify this person, you know, and all that. I'm glad that lots of people have come to the realization that it was a big, big, big mistake, because she's evil. She's just pure evil with what she does.
Back in the day, when you be complaining about Candace Owens, I just thought it was because you're Turkish and ex-Muslim, and she's a black woman, and you were just like hated her because of that.
What's wrong with you? Here's the Babylon Bee, which made a post, which came up with a groundbreaking bombshell report, which says Candace Owens confirmed to be a Jewish plot to make anti-Semites look retarded. I find their tag very funny. Fake news you can trust. So lots of people have said the same thing. Brandon Tatum, lots of others who were there have reported the same thing. We have seen evidence that okay, here you have the prosecution. There are people out there claiming that that the prosecution itself confirmed that they have no footage of Tyler Robinson taking the shot. They like to take one specific moment out of context, which is the prosecution refers to a specific compilation of videos that they had, and they are asked about that video, whether there is footage of Tyler Robinson taking the shot. The prosecution says no, there is no such footage. People take that, of course, clip that and say, look, the prosecution admits that there is no evidence at all, no footage at all that Tyler Robinson took the shot. No, they were only referring to a very specific video. Here you can hear them say otherwise. Let's see.
UVU has a great surveillance system, and they captured the defendant coming on to campus at about 7 a.m. or I think about 8 a.m. Okay, it's clearly him. He's driving his gray Dodge Charger. I should say he's from St. George, so this isn't just a casual passing by Utah Valley University. This is a 3.5-hour drive from his home, 250 plus miles from his home. They capture his car pulling into the Utah Valley University parking structure. He gets out of the car. He's wearing his favorite Hurley hat, a maroon t-shirt, shorts, and Converse shoes, the same clothing he's wearing when he turns himself in the next day. Clearly him. There's good facial images and everything. He walks around campus and he scouts campus out. He then leaves the campus. UVU surveillance then captures him return later. He returns on foot right before the Charlie Kirk event. He's wearing a disguise of sorts. He's wearing a baseball cap, different baseball cap, pulled low. He's got sunglasses on, a different shirt, different pants.
Just want to point out, anyone who's ever committed crimes that you actually plan, let's say breaking into a store or something like that, that's what you do. You case the place out first, and ideally you do that on a different day, and then you definitely wear wear something where you won't be recognized in surveillance footage as the guy who was casing it out previously. So anyway, yes, this is all what you would do.
However, you probably wouldn't do that in such a high-profile case when you want to go and shoot a high-profile figure in broad daylight, and then think, "Oh, I'm just gonna go there and do and prepare the scene and all that, and check if everything is okay, and I'll prepare my approach, and I'll come with different outfits, and nobody will suspect that it was me." No, you will find out.
No, you still would if you're kind of new to this sort of thing.
Yeah, it is very, very clear that it is very, very clearly identifiable that anyone who suggests at this point, no, he didn't do it. It was some other person. It was Israel who did it. You are retarded. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I remember. I haven't been following this very closely, but it pops up over and over again on X. But Candace has apparently been saying for a long time he was never on campus, and then so people are pointing out when you got all the video footage of him being on campus, and her saying, "Oh, but lots of people wear maroon shirts. How do you know that's him?" and stuff. But based on what they're saying, you got him showing up like in his car and everything else.
Yeah, this is the funniest thing. Candace Owens actually offers now. Let's have a look at that. Actually, she is such a good friend of Charlie Kirk, right?
Best friend.
She was such a good friend of Charlie Kirk that what she's doing now is she's literally offering to help the defense of Tyler Robinson, the murderer of Charlie Kirk, the guy who murdered Charlie Kirk.
Hey, look, maroon shirts.
So I said Candace Owens is now offering to help Charlie Kirk's murderer. She says, because as I demonstrated on my show, there were many young men that all woke up and decided to dress in maroon shirts and light shorts on the day of the Charlie's assassination. The footage can be any one of these young men, and in my opinion, is likely multiple of them. If Tyler Robinson's defense would like to contact me,
use that argument. The maroon
I'd be
shirt
happy
argument.
to supply them with a folder of the maroon boys that I began living when I noticed the bizarre fashion trend. It's not a bizarre fashion trend at all. There is a university nearby that actually.
Oh, that's what I was wondering. I was wondering, is that
maroon
like
shirts.
is that just like a popular color out there? One, you'd have to like take a random sample of people and see how many of them actually wear maroon shirts. If you have a crowd of thousands of people, what percentage ordinarily wear maroon shirts, and see if this is actually disproportionate. If it is disproportionate, you'd say, okay, is this like a popular team color from some sports team or something like that, or a school color or something?
I think there is people at UVU wear maroon shirts for different reasons, and there's also an institute, a technical institute or something like that nearby that also features maroon shirts. But the maroon shirt literally has no bearing on the evidence here at all. You can, the shirt aside, you can see that individual that is clearly Tyler Robinson enter and exit the very same vehicle that he has been driving that is confirmed to be his vehicle. You can see him in a very similar look. His face looks similar, even if blurred on all footage. His shape looks similar. The way he conceals himself looks similar. The way he walks and everything looks very similar. It is clearly him who gets out of that very same vehicle. This is such a stupid, retarded talking point that the defense has never, ever bothered including an approach like this in their defense. And she actually thinks she's so smart that she can help the defense make this point when the defense itself has never bothered making this point, because the defense knows that Tyler Robinson did the shooting.
Mm-hmm.
They're simply trying to reduce evidence as much as possible, and they will probably try to establish, some mitigating factors and things like that to get a reduced sentence out of this, or to delay the death penalty as much as possible. The defense in no way has any hope for, trying to establish that it wasn't Tommy Robinson. Tommy Robinson.
She just said, "Oh, you see, AP admits it was actually Tommy Robinson." Don't let Candace hear that. That'll be her new theory, man.
The defense makes no effort to establish that it wasn't Tyler Robinson. It's so ridiculously stupid. And Candace was such a good friend that she wants to help the defense, that she wants to help the guy whom we know, we know killed Charlie Kirk. She wants to help that guy. Even if we didn't know that, right? Even if even if there was just strong evidence that he did it, she actually wants to help that guy. What an evil, horrible person.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Especially that. I mean, it seriously reminds me of Muhammad Hijab. Like, here's what impresses my fans. Therefore, let me go into court and use the same thing that impresses my fans. And so I'll go in there, thumping my chest, acting like an idiot, shouting over people, and then no one in that court is impressed at all. And the only thing they conclude is his testimony is worthless. But it's like that. It's like, oh, here are the things that impress my fans. I say maroon shirts, so many maroon shirts, and they all go, whoa, this is a case cracker. This is the proof that he can't be identified. And so she thinks, wow, this is impressive to my fans. Therefore, this would be persuasive in court. And apparently, actual people with a legal background think this would be insanely stupid and don't even want to bring it up. Hey, the other thing I saw that was funny was now she was saying like the pictures of Tyler Robinson. She's going, Tyler Robinson is confirmed to be 5'10". This person looks clearly over 6'2" or 6'3". And someone took a bunch of the pictures and said, Grok, based on these pictures and the people around, blah blah blah, how tall would this person be? And Grok said, based on these photos, somewhere between 5'9" and 5'11". Oh, so 5'10". Anyway, Candace was still pushing that last time I saw.
It is ridiculous, man. Kat made a good point. Said Cancer Owens wants to get Robinson off the hook. What if she helped him? I mean, it is possible at this point. Maybe she was in on it. Maybe she was in on the murder. Otherwise, why would she be helping the murderer escape? Maybe she was in on it. We don't know. I mean, I'm just asking questions, honestly. I'm at this point just asking.
You're free to ask questions.
Yeah, I'm
free country.
Don't kill me because I'm asking.
What are you saying? What are people saying? Don't ask questions. Why aren't we allowed to ask questions?
Don't.
You ever notice you're allowed to question anyone in the world except Candace Owens?
If something happens to me, it was probably Candace.
1,000%.
1,000,000,000%.
Same Converse shoes. That's all seen in the surveillance. He's limping because there's a rifle down his pants.
Oh, pointed out same shoes.
The surveillance captures this individual. Again, I don't want to overstate the evidence because the pictures of his face at this time are not as definitive as they were earlier because of the sunglasses and the hat. But it captures his face, captures his appearance, his height, his build, all consistent with how he looks earlier in the day and how he looks today in court.
His height?
But he makes his way to the rooftop, makes his way to the sniper's perch on the rooftop, takes the shot, and then runs to the northeast, drops off the building and runs to the northeast of campus into a wooded area. That's all captured on video. Okay, that's the first category of evidence.
That is all captured on video. This is a funny thing. There are some people who are now disputing that we have footage of Tyler Robinson taking the shot. Even community notes at some point falsely came in and did this here, for example. As you can see, Jack Posobiec says you can see him take the shot. The community note says the Post claim that footage shows the shooter taking the shot is contradicted by preliminary hearing testimony. A prosecution witness confirmed under oath there is no footage of the shooting from the roof, only distant surveillance of movements. Okay, maybe Jack is being a little bit imprecise with what he means by you can see him take the shot, because we do not literally see his finger on the trigger taking the shot. What we do see here, what he's referring to, is we see him go on the roof. We see him go prone in order to shoot with the rifle. We see him stand there or lie there in that position during the exact same time that Charlie Kirk was shot. And then we see him get up and run away and jump down. That means we see him take the shot. That's what people are referring to. Quite easy. Aside from that, let's see. What was I looking at? This is going to get a little bit disturbing, but
Who's this?
what we also know is that Tyler Robinson was engraving his bullets for a month or so up to the shooting of Charlie Kirk. He was having fun with it. He was engraving his bullets, and this is just going to add to the severity of the case, of the murder, because it wasn't just something where he was like suddenly excited and suddenly decided to go out and shoot somebody out of passion or anything. He actually prepared this.
Yeah.
for a month.
That's what you're saying is it's strong, very strong evidence of premeditated murder. You have different categories of murder. But yeah, the longer you plan and the more evidence of you carefully planning, and that you're not just, you haven't lost it, you're not out of your mind or anything like that. That you have a lot of time to think about it and so on. Yeah, that's about as airtight for premeditated murder as you get.
Yeah. Premeditated, which means it's going to be more severe.
Which I don't know the laws out there, but that's usually relevant for the penalty. If it was some heat of the moment type thing, then they might not go for the death penalty. But yeah, premeditated, that I'm guessing that's death penalty territory. And so now Officer Tatum, he was saying he hopes there's no plea agreement and stuff, but I don't know. Tyler's team might they'll definitely offer some sort of deal where he'll plead guilty in exchange for life in prison. But I don't know, like Erica might prefer that or something like that and might actually push for it. At the end of the day, it's going to be the prosecution making the call, but because they have other concerns, right? It's not just what the family wants. They also take into consideration death penalty as a deterrent to other people who are might plan to kill someone like this.
That note was.
Here we have evidence of his boyfriend or thing friend or whatever that is, Lance Twiggs, who with whom Tyler Robinson was in a relationship, and we know according to the messages that he left a note behind for that thing, in which he confessed to the murder.
Can you describe where that note was found and what it looked like to you?
Yeah, the burn note was found in the trash can located in the kitchen. The way it looked like to me, it looked like, say you're at like a campfire and someone burns paper.
What was done with that?
That was also collected and that was sent to the FBI for analysis.
Was it photographed?
Yes, it was.
And have you reviewed State's Exhibit 24?
Yes,
Is that a photograph of the note?
yes.
I move the admission of Plaintiff's Exhibit 24.
Mr. Burt?
No further objections.
All right, and to publication?
I move to publish at all three levels.
All right, I'm going to note the standing objection by defense, overrule those objections. And State's Exhibit 24 is admitted into evidence and may be published in the courtroom and may be captured by the media camera.
So the standing objection that he's referring to is that the defense of Tyler Robinson repeatedly or has a standing objection for every single evidence that they put forth, which is they object to the admitting, the showing, and the publishing of all evidence that is presented by the prosecution to the court. They don't want anything to get out. This is the most ironic thing about this issue. The conspiracy theorists, nut job retards like Kenneth Owens and others, for example, will try to argue that that there's this big conspiracy and that Erica Kirk and others are somehow involved in that. But it is Erica Kirk and the family and the prosecution that repeatedly push to make everything there is accessible to the public and to the media. Everything. Whereas it's the defense of Tyler Robinson that repeatedly pushes to reject all evidence, and that pushes to deny or pushes to prevent all evidence from being published to the court and to the media.
Do you see here on the screen Plaintiff's Exhibit 24?
Yes, I do.
It looks like as to the evidence tag, it's actually upside down. Is that right?
Yes.
Is there any, does it look like there's any writings on that note, on that burnt paper?
Yes.
Will you point that out for the judge where the writing is?
Yep.
And describe what you're pointing at, kind of the general.
Is the minimum as well too.
And I'd like to show you side by side.
But I'm not sure, is it?
So according to Lance Twiggs, the text said Luna, which was the name that Lance Twiggs, Tyler's boyfriend, also went by. If you're reading this per my text, then I am so sorry. I left the house this morning on a mission and said text, I am likely dead or facing a lengthy prison sentence. I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and I took it. I don't know if I will have succeeded, but I had hoped to make it home to you. We also have extensive footage of Lance Twiggs testifying. There is a video of him testifying right in front of court. But before that, let's have a look at this here. You can see
Note the standing objection.
You observed them removed from the gun.
Yes.
you can
And
see
did those photographs
ravens.
accurately capture those etchings?
Yes.
I move to admit State's Exhibits 19 through 22.
Okay, admitted.
Objections overruled, admitted. Any further objection from? No further objection. Thank you. Again, I note the standing objections as are overruled. They may be published both in the courtroom and captured by the media camera.
Let us start with Exhibit 19, please. What are we looking at here in Exhibit 19?
This is the cartridge case that was recovered from the gun.
And what position was this in the gun?
This was this is what was in the chamber.
Okay. And the chamber, meaning that's where a cartridge is before or when it is fired, correct?
Yes.
Do you notice an inscription or an etching on this cartridge case?
Yes, I do.
Will you read what that says?
Yes. Notices bulge.
And if we can go down to page 2 of the exhibit, will you read what this says?
OWO, what's
And to page 3.
this?
I want to take a moment here and point out how messed up this is and how disturbing and sick and perverted and whatever this is. So Tyler Robinson is part of a heavily sexually disturbed furry sexual thing with a gay relationship with a guy who identifies as whatever he identifies with at the time. And they have online lingo and online memes. And he is basically engraving the casings here with memes of that culture. That's basically what he does here. The guy is just a complete sexual pervert and is a furry. You know, it's like putting on weird costumes of animals for sexual stuff. And then having gay sexual interactions and all that. This is the upstanding man that decided to kill Charlie Kirk.
Sounds like something Muhammad would have been into if it would have been around back then.
Yeah.
Yes.
And question mark, correct?
Yes, question mark.
All right, if we go to State's Exhibit 20. Is this a photograph of one of the cartridges that was found in the gun?
Yes, it is.
And what are we looking at here in this view of page 1 on Exhibit 20?
This is the head stamp of it, and it says it is according to the head stamp, it is a Remington 30-06 Springfield.
Is that a different caliber than a 223 round?
Yes, it is.
Will you look at page 2 of Exhibit 20? Will you read the markings here?
Hey, fascist.
And page 3?
Catch.
And page 4?
Hey, fascist, catch. It's all a joke. I sincerely hope this is all taken into consideration when a penalty is brought forth and decided upon. I mean, I want this guy executed. As an example, I would love it to be publicly visible, I want it to be live streamed. I want the execution of Tyler Robinson to be live streamed once he's found guilty. I would like to watch it on Netflix. I don't know.
But think about how hurtful that would be to Candace.
Yeah.
Up arrow, right arrow, down arrow, down arrow, down arrow.
All right, let's go to Exhibit 21.
I honestly have no idea what that means.
And
It sounded like some cheat codes on the old original Nintendo, but
Yeah, it sounds like
before his time.
It sounds like moves on some fighting games, like Street Fighter or Tekken or something like that to me. But maybe it means something different. Is it Hadouken? Really? I was right. If that's the case.
Under the gun.
Yes.
Will you read the inscription here?
Oh, Bella Chow.
Page 2.
Chow chow.
How many bullets does this guy have?
You were wrong. It's Helldivers. See?
All right, let's go to Exhibit 22. Another round that was found from the gun, correct?
Yes.
Will you please read the letters here?
If you read,
Page 2.
this comma your, or correction, this comma you are
Page 3.
gay.
And page 4.
LMAO.
This is what he puts on the casings as he plans an assassination of a good man. It's all a joke. It's very funny. I hope his end will be just as funny. Here you actually have, I think this is the representative of the judge. Murder trial sides with Erica Kirk, overrules Tyler Robinson's attempt to hide Lance Twiggs' recorded testimony message from the public. The public will be allowed to hear the interview today. Erica's counsel made a direct plea. This has not been easy. The family deserves, we see the evidence. They deserve to know what happened to Charlie. We urge the court to display the evidence here in court. So you can see it right here. The representative of Erica Kirk and the Kirk family pushes for all evidence to be seen by everyone. I don't want to show a clip that is captured directly by the Megyn Kelly show, because she has been a treacherous person throughout this whole thing. Now she's trying to redeem herself. She's trying to somehow criticize Candace Owens and others. And
I did see that.
Please stop with your conspiracy theories, guy. Please stop. Where were you for all these years? For all these months? You can see the judge here. I assume that the judge will reserve any judgment or any exposure to the whole case and what happens to the court. So I'm not sure if he has not watched the footage at all. If this is his first time watching it, you can see him here. He directly watches the footage as we speak of Charlie Kirk getting shot. Here's his reaction. But to Candace Owens, it's all just a very funny thing, you know? It's just maroon shirts, Israel, and stuff like that. Erica Kirk, after the preliminary hearing, said, statement on behalf of the Kirk family. The conclusion of the preliminary hearing marks an important step forward in the pursuit of justice for Charlie. Our family is grateful for the prayers, support, and kindness that has been extended to us, especially through these unimaginably painful and emotionally demanding proceedings. As difficult as these last few days have been, it brings our family comfort to know that the world has witnessed the overwhelming evidence of what occurred to Charlie that day. Nothing will ever undo the loss of our beloved Charlie. As this case moves into its next phase, we pray that truth will continue to be heard through a process that is fair, transparent, and grounded in the facts. God bless this woman and her and the family. And I can't really say the same thing for Candace. We also have the messages that were
yeah,
sent between. Go
I
ahead.
did see stupid stuff on that where Candace Owens was saying, oh, all they did was take a couple pictures and then give him his phone back. Why would they do that? It makes no sense. And then everyone responded, no, they downloaded the entire contents of his phone. And then there was no point in keeping it. After taking pictures of the messages and downloading all the content on his phone, then there was no point in them keeping his phone. And so they gave it back to him.
Here's Fico saying he did not shoot Kirk. All right, give me your alternative explanation. Give me your alternative explanation and make your best case.
It was an exploding microphone, obviously.
Make your best case.
Candace said it. That's my best case.
Make your best case.
And they said it.
Prove it. Make your best case. You have mountains of evidence. Now make your best case that, no, it wasn't him. And tell me, better yet, who more likely did it. Go ahead. Make your best case. Okay, not who they said did it. Okay, make your best case. Who did it? And based on what wonderful evidence do you conclude that he didn't do it? Go ahead. Come on, make your best case.
Yeah, right now you're just saying things. AP is asking for evidence, and he's actually giving you an opportunity, pausing the information he's going through to give you time to lay out your best case. So
yeah, I literally just want to give you my time right now and explain to me. Make your best case. Come on, go ahead. Make your best case. Go ahead, man. It's your time to shine. Go ahead. Why do you propose that the guy who confessed to shooting Charlie Kirk, whose lover confessed to it, whom we have on camera, multiple angles, who confessed to his family, whose family turned him in, whose defense is not even arguing at this point that he didn't do it, whose rifle we literally have, who has bullets for that rifle at home, but no rifle present at home because the rifle was taken away. Why do you argue that he did not do it? What is your strongest case that this guy didn't do it?
Candace said it.
Make your case.
Me like Candace. That's his evidence, man.
I swear none of these people will ever actually make their case. As though, oh, but what about this thing here? How do you explain this thing? We're not asking questions, okay? If you think that this is how it goes, you just ask stupid questions. Don't complain about being called stupid as a result. Asking questions is not an argument. Asking questions is not how you make your case. Oh, here you go.
Oh, powerful. Watch this powerful.
It was not him, but you brainwashed fools think it was. Well, I'm sorry, you are retarded, man. How do you even breathe? How do you even eat food?
I have to use all my brain power to remember to breathe and eat food.
How do you even eat food? How do you even get out of the house?
Candace tells me, Candace says, hey, breathe until I breathe.
How do you do anything in life? I mean,
Candace tells me what to do and I do it.
You are brutally retarded. You are absolutely retarded, man. None of these people will ever make their case. None of these people will ever argue. Your best people here, Ian Carrot, Candace Owens, all these others, they will never, ever. I actually just saw, it was kind of funny. the Whatever podcast, and Andrew Wilson just offered Candace Owens $160,000. $160,000 to come and do a live debate about this case.
I mean, she would obviously want to do that, man,
$160,000.
to lay out her case, man. Be a good time. I mean, this is the time to do it, right? Because after the trial, she could still say, the trial was all rigged and he was framed and stuff afterwards, but it's gonna kind of be pointless after the trial.
You are mentally handicapped, Fico. I'm sorry. I just don't know how to help you. I mean, I don't know what to say to you. You are mentally handicapped. That's just all I can say to you.
No, you're brainwashed.
You are mentally handicapped. Here is a statement from the Kirk family and their representative, in which they push once again for everything to be made.
All right. Council,
hey, pause it real quick.
Name.
Yes.
Just for everyone who doesn't know why they wouldn't make everything public, right? They make certain information public, but they don't release tons and tons of stuff. There's a reason. If you are going to have a jury for some purpose in the future, the more things you release to the public, the more difficult it gets to find a jury that hasn't made up their minds on the issue, because you're supposed to get an unbiased jury. And so that's the reason. You don't want everything so that it just becomes completely common knowledge that this dude is guilty as anything, and then you can't find a single person to be on the jury who doesn't already believe this dude's guilty. So that's one of the reasons.
Indeed.
Your Honor, Jeffrey Nyman on behalf of the Kirk family. I've been very hesitant to speak up at these proceedings. We understand it's the state, the defense, and the judge. You're all doing your job. But I feel as if we need to. I want to be clear as to what the Kirk family's position is on all of this. The Kirk family believes strongly that if the evidence is being admitted in this preliminary hearing, it should be made public for the world to see. No redactions. This court has tools at its disposal to make sure the defendant receives a fair trial. You'll use them if you find that you need to. That's it, Your Honor. To not be transparent here, to not be open, to not let the world see what happened, will create doubt and distrust in the judicial system. And that's not what anybody wants. That's not what any of us believe should happen here. And we'd ask the court to consider the position of the family in making its ultimate decision.
Thank you.
Yeah. So with that, it's if you're the Kirk family, you want all the information released because you have conspiracy nuts making all their claims based on limited information or completely misrepresented information. So you want everything out there. And if you're the court, you're still thinking, all right, we need, and what he was pointing out, hey, you have everything at your disposal, meaning you can still bring in a huge jury pool and ask them, have you made up your mind on this? What information have you been exposed to, and so on. You can still find people who just weren't paying attention at all, but it makes it more and more difficult.
That is correct. Now you had some people question that the footage shown on the last day of the hearing showed Tyler Robinson clearly. Unfortunately, the court decided not to show it publicly. Here you have Kai Schwimmer, who says, some individuals have over-exaggerated the clarity of the video. The video we were shown was visually clearer, slightly zoomed, and showed an expanded shot of the roof, especially on the left side of the video below. The video we saw today in court clearly shows Tyler going up the stairs, hopping the railing, getting onto the roof, finding his position, and going prone. Why is he going prone? Just to get a nicer shot? Just to like, oh, I want to watch this better from here. Like that? The guy who is linked to the rifle, the guy who sent a notice to his boyfriend, the guy who confessed to his parents, the guy who turned himself in, the guy about whom we have many, many pieces of evidence, the guy who was clearly visible on all the footage, why does he go on the roof and go in prone position? Why does he do that at the exact time that Charlie is about to get shot? Why does he stand there and then right after Charlie is shot, run away? If you at this point really still think, oh no, it definitely wasn't him, there's no proof, it definitely wasn't him, you are mentally handicapped. I don't know what else to say. You are mentally unwell. Seek help. Finding his position going prone before getting up and running at exactly when the shot occurs, as corroborated by the time shown on the video. The video is confirmed, by the way, to be unmanipulated, raw. That is the only condition under which it is presented to the court. In the video, we saw details such as Tyler's phone in his pocket were much clearer to see and will likely be made more relevant in the real trial. Lastly, the video showed Tyler's movements at multiple times during the days and in multiple outfits, and includes his movement into the woods after jumping from the roof. Hope this clears up any confusion. I don't think anyone is being intentionally dishonest. Oh, you are very, very naive here. Only making statements that are maximalist and so on and so on. So, I personally don't think there's any debate to be had. It seems overwhelmingly clear that it is Tyler Robinson as identified by Lance Twiggs, and the video very clearly shows his movements up to, including, and after the shooting. This video made that whole chain of events abundantly clear. There is just no hope for the conspiracy tards here. It is very, 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 very clear. Let's read.
Yeah, I have to say, I mean, you have way more evidence than you have for most murders. Usually you don't have anywhere near this kind. I mean, just all kinds of. I mean, with the family, and the boyfriend, and the DNA, and the video. I mean, it's crazy. The confession, all that.
Andrea Burkhardt says, here's my list of the evidence, documentary, and testimonial presented by the state during Tyler Robinson's hearing, because this is a probable cause hearing where all reasonable inferences from the evidence will be drawn in favor of the state. I have described this evidence consistent with the state's interpretation of it because that is how the court will consider it for PC purposes. Gunshots heard at 12:23 p.m. on September 10th, 2025. Screwdriver found on Lucy Center roof. DNA found on the screwdriver with strong support for inclusion of Tyler Robinson as the major contributor if Lance Twiggs is the minor contributor. So the evidence, the DNA that is tracked shows on the screwdriver found on the roof clearly belongs to Tyler Robinson, mostly with some minor contribution from Lance Twiggs, his furry boyfriend. Sniper pad on the roof. UVU surveillance footage of the person on the roof showing activities at the time of Charlie's murder consistent with a shooter, as well as the person's subsequent flight with something in his hand. Shoe impression at the NE northeast corner of Lucy Center, corroborating video. Scuffs near northeast corner of Lucy Center, corroborating video. Medical examiner conclusion that Charlie's cause and manner of death is homicide by gunshot wound. This is another thing here. They are now moving on. The conspiracy tards are now moving on because the medical examiner has clearly pointed out that the cause of death is very, very clear. It is death by gunshot wound. That's it. So they're now moving on from their whole stupid suggestion, which they repeated forever and ever and ever, that it was an exploding microphone.
Yeah, you'd have to say, if you wanted to continue the conspiracy theory, you would absolutely have to say the medical examiner is in on the conspiracy or he's been paid, because that person would definitely be able to tell the difference between an exploding microphone and a bullet.
Yeah. Bullet jacket fragment and 4 bullet lead fragments recovered during Charlie's autopsy. Jacket measured as consistent with .30 caliber class bullet. .30. UVU surveillance footage of 3 additional visits to campus by the same individual pictured at the time of the shooting, wearing different clothing, visiting amphitheater where shooting occurred, as well as Lucy Center roof. Video surveillance also establishes connection with a gray Dodge Challenger, which belongs to him, is confirmed. Ring doorbell footage showing the gray Dodge Challenger parking near campus after midnight on September 11th, 2025. Video of the gray Dodge Challenger attempting to turn onto Campus Drive at 12:30 a.m. on 9/11/25. Report of police officer who contacted the gray Dodge Challenger at Campus Drive at 12:30 a.m., wrote down the license plate, and later traced the vehicle through DMV records to Tyler Robinson.
Dummy.
I honestly don't even think that Tyler Robinson had any made any attempts at first, or had any plans to conceal or to get away with this.
Yeah, you're saying he like thought he was going there and might either get arrested or get killed, and then he was basically, oh my goodness, am I actually walking off this campus right now? And
I think he was
Hey,
going to.
No, I know that. I know that feeling. Oh my goodness, am I about to get away with this? And then you start, and then you have to scramble because you weren't expecting to get that far.
Yeah, I think the main reason why he concealed himself, scouting, and then while he was going to commit the crime, is he wanted to not be stopped. He wanted to do the job. I don't think he had any intention or any plan to actually get away with this. Recovery of a Mauser 98-30-06 rifle wrapped in a black towel in a wooded area immediately across Campus Drive, in the same area where the person depicted on UVU surveillance footage was seen entering within minutes of the shooting, after dropping off the roof of the Losey Center. One engraved Remington 30-06 cartridge casing fired, recovered inside the rifle. Three engraved Remington 30-06 cartridges unfired, recovered inside the rifle. DNA with strong support for inclusion of Tyler Robinson as the major contributor on the gun's stock, grips, butt plate, trigger, and trigger guard, bolt, fore-end, barrel, optical, accessory, scope, and underside of receiver after disassembly. DNA with strong support for inclusion of Tyler Robinson as the major contributor on the fired cartridge. DNA with strong support for inclusion of Tyler Robinson as the major contributor on two of the unfired cartridges. A Dremel tool capable of making the bullet engravings found in Tyler Robinson's home. A separate engraved Remington. You do? What's wrong?
I got a Dremel, yeah.
A separate engraved Remington 30-06 cartridge casing fired, engraved with the words "test shot," found inside Tyler Robinson's home on top of a safe in a spare room next to his bedroom, and identified as having been fired by the Mauser 98 rifle. DNA found on the test shot cartridge with strong support for inclusion of Tyler Robinson as the major contributor. At this point, there is. It is
Keep going, man. People need to hear it.
A Dremel tool,
and I haven't been following it very closely, so this is I want to hear this too.
A Dremel tool bit found in Tyler Robinson's home identified as producing the engravings on the fired cartridges found in the Mauser 98 rifle and in Tyler Robinson's home.
Yeah, guys, you get a Dremel, and you can get a box of different attachments to do different things with it. So you got one.
Additional boxes of Remington 30-06 ammunition inside Tyler Robinson's home. No 30-06 rifle found within Tyler Robinson's home. Which,
in other words, why's he got all this 30-06 stuff if it wasn't just for this rifle alone?
Is he obsessed with just collecting the ammunition, but he doesn't have a rifle for it? Why? Sounds a little bit weird. Additional Remington 30-06 cartridge cases found in Tyler Robinson's home in the spare room next to his bedroom. DNA found on the cartridge cases from the spare room with strong support for inclusion of Tyler Robinson as the major contributor. Perforated paper targets found in Tyler Robinson's home in the same area as the Dremel tool. Statements by Lance Twiggs, Tyler's roommate and romantic partner, that Tyler was engraving bullets sometime within a month of the shooting. This makes it very damning for him. If they try to somehow make him get away with a lighter sentence, as explained earlier. Statements by Lance Twiggs identifying Tyler Robinson as the person captured on UVU surveillance footage during the morning of September 10th, 2025. So his furry boyfriend identifies him on the footage and says this is Tyler Robinson. We can watch it if everybody wants to. Should we watch the whole exchange between Twiggs and the officer? I think it's like 20 minutes long or something.
I haven't seen it, so.
Text messages between Lance Twiggs and Tyler Robinson, beginning at 11 p.m., in which Tyler admits to the shooting and discusses his location and activities, including statements that he left the gun in a bush wrapped in a towel that accurately described where and how the Mauser 98 was found by law enforcement, despite that information not being publicly available. Testimony that forensic extractions were performed on both Lance and Tyler's phones. Photograph of a note taken by Lance Twiggs found under Tyler's keyboard in his bedroom, referenced in Tyler's 11 p.m. text to Lance, containing statements admitting to the shooting. Oh yeah, he took the photo of the letter that Tyler left behind for him. Photograph of the note found partially burned in the garbage, not the condition it was in when Lance states he last saw it. Statements by Lance Twiggs that when he saw Tyler on 9/11/25, Tyler cried and said he was sorry he did it. I'm sure he was. Which I do not understand, because we also have multiple accounts, including media reports, that he was quite comfortably smiling, grinning, and laughing in the hall when Erica Kirk was crying in front of the courtroom.
This is relevant for sentencing. In other words, if Lance is making this up, or if this is part of Tyler's plan or something like this, signs of remorse immediately afterwards, or that can play a role. In some states, it's actually in there. Did the person demonstrate remorse at some point after the crime? They take that stuff into account. I don't know. Again, I don't know the law out there, but
Discord chat messages sent shortly before 8 p.m. on 9/11/25, identified by Lance as being sent by Tyler, in which he admits to the shooting and described his intent to imminently surrender. Testimony that Discord produced the same chat thread in a response to a subpoena. Tyler's voluntary surrender to the Washington County Sheriff's Office at 9 p.m. on 9/11/25, consistent with the chat message. We have that on camera. Statement from Mike Mitchell, a family friend who helped coordinate Tyler's surrender with the WCSO, the Washington County Sheriff's Office, on 9/11/25, describing his involvement. Testimony that Tyler's mother and father were interviewed at the time of Tyler's surrender. Video footage from inside the Washington County Sheriff's Office showing Tyler entering the interview room.
hey, go back up. I just want to see what channel that was again. I want to look that up, share that for later.
You mean the account?
Yeah, whoever posted that.
Andrea. Burkhardt. A. Burkhardt Law. I shall follow this account now. It is clear as day. You have the messages here, which once you go through all the court, the entire hearing, the entire preliminary hearing has been broadcast on the Turning Point USA channels, on Charlie Kirk's own channel, on multiple other channels, on mainstream media channels, on many other channels. It was all broadcast live. So everything that happened there, you can all view directly on those videos. But this is one of the sickest things here. You just have a few weeks ago, Candace Owens appearing with, what's his name, Sean Ryan, and saying the following.
Who do you think is behind this?
I don't
Do you
think
think
Tyler Robinson was there.
you don't think he was there?
No. I think he's a total patsy. I think they get lookalikes and they got everybody wearing the same outfit. I think he played a role, and I believe that what he did was he picked up clothes and he dumped them behind the Dairy Queen. I think he had a role. Robinson was there.
You don't think he was there?
No. I think he's a total patsy. I think
Whenever somebody talks like this, especially when she talks like this, it just strikes me as a complete retard. I'm sorry to say it, but you know, this here, what she does here.
I think he's a total patsy. I think they get lookalikes and they got everybody wearing the same outfit. I think he played a role.
I think it might have been Candace Owens. I don't know, but it might have been her actually.
Yeah, this is the sort of thing that's just like insanely stupid. So when it's they, okay, so it's this big conspiracy of Israel and Turning Point and everyone else, but I mean, you need the medical examiner in on this. You need Tyler Robinson's parents in on this. You need Tyler Robinson's boyfriend in on this. Like all the people who are closest to him, you need them all in on it. And it's like, okay, how many people do you need to be in on your conspiracy before you realize it's a really stupid conspiracy theory?
Indeed.
Because notice, guys, you could do that for any murder, right? I mean, if you have 10 witnesses to a murder, you can. They're all part of the conspiracy. They're all in on it. You can do that with anything. So if that's what you go, if that's the only thing you got, then that's pretty lame.
So you have this footage, which is, I think, a poor compilation. There's a longer video of this, but which also shows him driving up here with his car. By the way, do you notice something here? Maybe they have a point, man.
Look, it's Israel.
Look at this shape here.
What is Israel?
What does it look like?
Israel. You see? Look, they're admitting they did it. They're bragging.
I noticed this yesterday as I was looking, or I noticed it when I saw it today, actually, when I was looking at it. Doesn't this look suspiciously like Israel?
Yep.
Wait a minute. Maybe it was Israel after all.
Look,
Oh,
they
no.
put their signature. Netanyahu said, "Hey, when we're formulating this plot, let's actually make sure our country gets drawn on the ground."
Oh, no. I think it was Israel after all. I believe you now. Look at this.
What?
Look at this. Oh, no. It was Israel after all. Israel is directly here on the ground, you see. And when you actually look at it, it doesn't. There are quite some discrepancies, but still.
Look, they're planning on building a big island in the Mediterranean right there. This is the proof of the greater Israel conspiracy.
You see, this is the proof. The Jew.
Oh man. And this would be better evidence than whatever Kenneth has presented so far, honestly.
And shoes.
And do you believe you recognize who that person
He's
is?
walking on Israel.
I believe that's Tyler Robinson.
All right. Where does he go from there?
He heads out of the parking garage on foot into the campus and actually goes to the quad area of the campus. At that time, he makes contact with some representatives from TPUSA.
By quad area?
Sorry, the amphitheater is what I've previously referred it to.
So he goes up on campus, visits the amphitheater area, the courtyard or quad.
Correct.
So Erica Kirk needs to take a strong stand against Sikolak. And the thing is that Erica Kirk has much bigger things to worry about at the time.
No, Erica Kirk needs to let other people respond to this stuff.
Yeah, I don't think Erica Kirk needs to personally do anything about this at all. She has very, very different worries, and other people should. And I'm glad that Turning Point USA and Charlie Kirk Show hosts Andrew Colvett and Blake. I forget what his last name is, but
Neff
something. Yeah, they have both, and I met them in person just a few days ago and told them, dude, thank you guys for finally responding. Thank you guys for finally responding to Candace Owens and her insanities. And Blake said we had to respond much sooner, but we couldn't, and we kind of had to push to be able to respond because they kind of wanted to just not engage with the conspiracy theories, but then eventually they decided, okay, it's time now. Blake Neff and Andrew Colvett, yeah. So they started responding, and they are birding her up, and I love it. I love every moment of it.
And then what do we see here now?
He returns on foot back to the same vehicle.
And what time is he returning back to the vehicle?
Here's the thing. Turning Point USA needs to sue her for slander. She cost him money. They've already sent her cease and desist letters. I am very sure that once this goes on or is further in the process, they will sue the hell out of her, and as they should.
About 9:25 a.m.
Oh yeah, that is his vehicle.
And where is this parking structure located on campus?
It's just off of Campus Drive. It's a short walk from the amphitheater.
What do we see now?
That's the vehicle exiting with Mr. Robinson driving the vehicle.
Any suggestion that this is not him is just so incredibly retarded right now. We have literally hundreds of people involved in this case now. It's not possible that one person just looks at this and says, "Oh yeah, this is totally Tyler Robinson." And by the way, nobody can fact check this. This can be fact checked now by so many people involved in this case, and they can all tie the vehicle back to Tyler Robinson.
Vehicle.
Now what do we see?
This is Mr. Robinson returning to the campus on foot from the neighborhood to the northeast. You can see he's wearing the same clothing as in the previous video. And he's carrying a blue backpack.
Describe the clothing.
It's a maroon colored t-shirt with
Maroon, you see, Candace was
gray
right.
shorts and then Converse shoes.
And what time did he return to campus?
Just after 10 a.m.
And does he leave the parking structure eventually?
He does, yes.
Okay. And during this visit, do you know where he goes after he leaves the parking structure?
Yes, we were able to track his movements on campus. He went to Chick-fil-A in the Sorensen building and purchased some food, sat and ate the food.
Boycott Chick-fil-A now.
Then comes other footage in which he is further seen with his rifle, slightly disassembled in Kenneth Owens fans. Literally a spotlight map of Israel and the surveillance footage to Dirk is real. Yeah. Anyway,
That he did previously on foot.
And this takes just a moment. And why? Well, let me ask you this. You believe this is Mr. Robinson returning to campus?
I do, yes.
Okay. And why do you believe it's Mr. Robinson?
The shoes are the same, and the images that we have are from my viewing and seeing Mr. Robinson on the video, it's the same person.
He's noticeably wearing different clothing.
He is wearing different clothing, and he also is walking with a gait or a limp in this video.
With a gait or what?
A limp.
Okay. Now what do we see?
So this is Mr. Robinson coming up the stairs of the parking structure. Again, he seems to be having issues walking.
And again, we're able to track. We're able to track Mr. Robinson when he leaves this parking structure.
Yes, we were able to.
Okay. So when he leaves the parking structure, where does he go?
He comes up around Campus Drive.
So some people have questioned why he's limping with one foot or with one leg and then with another one as he's going up. And then he limps with the same leg again. It's not that he really can't bend his leg. It is just that he has a quite big piece on the lower part of his leg. So he can still bend his leg. It would just look very awkward if he did.
Yeah, there was I forget which channel it was, but for all the people who were saying, "What? But I saw his leg bend. How could there be a rifle in there?" And other people were saying, "No, you would clearly see the outline of a gun." And that dude took a rifle out and shoved it down his pants and started walking around in it. And it's like, where? Show me where's the rifle? And he pulls the rifle out. And
Working with, again, he seems to be having issues walking. Yes, we were able to.
When he leaves this parking structure. And again, we're able to track Mr. Robinson when he leaves this parking structure.
Yes, we were able to.
Okay. So when he leaves the parking structure, where does he go?
He comes up around Campus Drive. As you can see on the video here, there is a cut through there north of the Losi building, and that's Mr. Robinson coming up the sidewalk. He has the noticeable gait or limp in his walk. And then he moves south across the
Up here.
front of the Losi building.
On the sidewalk?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
He would be the rear of the two individuals in this particular video.
So right now, if you were to break this picture into quadrants, where would he be?
He'd be in the top left quadrant, walking to the left of the image.
Now what do we see?
This is an image looking across the parking lot to the Losi building, and Mr. Robinson is appearing on the exterior staircase, which gives access to the Losi building roof and the area where the railing was.
And again, let's break that image into quadrants. Where would he be located if you broke it into quadrants?
It's in the top right, and the individual can be seen moving under the notations that are on the video.
Okay. And what time is this?
It's just afternoon, about 12:15
On what day?
on September 10th, 2025.
What just happened, or what did we just see happen?
The individual actually kind of rolls over the railing onto the roof of the Losi building.
All right. Go ahead, sir.
And again, in the top left corner, the individual is now seen running across the rooftop of the Losi building.
Let's have a look at that. You can, unfortunately, I can't zoom in here, I think. I don't know if I can. I don't think I can. But you can see him up here.
This is an image looking across the parking lot to the Losi building, and Mr. Robinson.
This is all directly taken raw from surveillance footage. You can track him all the way from his car going to this place. You can see him up here if you look very close.
Is appearing on the exterior staircase, which gives access to the Losi building roof and the area where the railing was.
It's also one of the funniest things. The conspiracy tars like Ken as well. Like, and how did he get up there? Did he climb up there like Spider-Man?
Spider-Man, how could he do this?
No, he literally walked upstairs.
And again, let's break that image into quadrants.
And he figured out how to do that by prior to this inspecting and planning it all.
Where would he be located if you broke it into quadrants?
It's in the top right, and the individual can be seen
right here,
moving under the notations that are on the video.
Okay.
Here he is.
And what time is this?
It's just after. Over the railing onto the roof of the Losi building.
All right. Go ahead, sir.
Up
and
here.
again, in the top left corner.
Now he's running. He's running to the edge.
One of the individuals is now seen running across the rooftop of the Losi building to what would be the southwest corner of the building, crouching down and then crawling to the corner of the building.
And this.
So of course you can doubt the authenticity, or you can doubt that that this footage all belongs together and all that. That would be for the court to decide. But also, no reasonable person would actually have any big questions, the Kenneth Owens type questions here. This is all raw surveillance footage taken, put together, and directly presented to the court. The defense is not contesting it at this point. For some idiots to contest it from their homes, Maybe they should go and try defending or something. I don't know.
This is at what time?
Around 12:23. I think the timestamp on the video is 12:22.
On the 10th.
On September 10th, yes,
So we're
2025.
clear. This is the roof of the Losi building.
Correct.
Can you still see that individual?
Yes, you can, laying prone.
Over here.
You believe this to be Mr. Robinson?
I'm sorry?
You believe this to be Mr. Robinson?
I do, yes.
And how long is he out there on the edge of the building?
Just until the reported shot was
Now notice the time here is 12:23:26.
fired at 12:23 and 28.
The exact time that Charlie Kirk was shot was 12:23:30.
Individual then stands up and then moves across the building to the north.
Is that what we're seeing happening right now?
It is, yes. And they move behind the atrium area on the rooftop to the northeast corner where the white triangle is.
You can see him now at the exact same time. You can see the time up here, 12:23. Let's see that again. He goes there to that place, right? We can trace him there. You can see him right here, go up there. 12:22. He's there for about a minute.
The
And right
reported
here-
shot was fired at 12:23 and 28. Individual
Oh yeah, 28. 12:23 and 28 is when the shot.
then stands up and then moves across the building to the north.
He stands up and he moves over here. You will see him appear.
What we're seeing
over
happening
here in
right
a
now.
little bit.
It is, yes. And they move behind the atrium area on the rooftop to the northeast corner where the white triangle is.
There he is. Now he appears here, right at the same time that Charlie Kirk was shot. For that duration, at that time, he was prone on the rooftop. This is only footage that we see captured by cameras from a screen. The court has all the footage in front of them, and the court has directly closer footage, higher quality footage by now in front of them, which wasn't shown to cameras and to the media for various reasons, because the defense contested that it should be shown. They have it all in front of them. For me, I can barely spot him, but it's quite visible. For people who are watching this from home, it's probably barely visible. If you watch the actual court video, you can slightly track it. If you watch the footage presented to the court, in court, or on your computer, you will probably very, very easily be able to follow all of this very closely. You can see him now running to the edge.
Do you see
of the
Mr.
roof.
Robinson now?
I do, yes. He's just arriving at the corner of the building, almost the top center of the image.
Now he jumps off.
What are we seeing now?
And Mr. Robinson lowering and jumping off of the roof of the Losi building
No, he's down here. You can see him right.
onto the grass area, and then moving away towards Campus Drive. And he appears to be carrying some kind of an object in his hand at this time.
Which you can also much more easily spot in the actual footage. They didn't have to specify that because they are watching it right there in court.
So he's approaching,
Campus Drive.
and again, broken into quadrants. Where is he currently?
Be in the top right quadrant.
And the time?
It's 12:24 and 42 on the timestamp.
What do we see now?
He then crosses Campus Drive and drops down into the wooded area on the far side of Campus Drive.
And that is located in what part of the video? What quadrant?
Campus Drive.
That's where he drops off his weapon and then leaves. His intention is to pick it up later, but he can't. Then he goes back later at night, but he can't find it anymore because it has been picked up. And he has incriminated himself. All of this, we have an even higher quality in front of the court. And important context, people make this dumb assessment of like, but look at the footage, it doesn't even look like him. But how do we know it's him? Put it all together, we know it is him. Okay? And if you have any objections to it, maybe email the court or something, or email the defense and try to figure it out. And good luck to you, you retard. Don't know what to say, man. So we know very clearly that it's actually him. And we know this is another thing. This has been going around forever. I'm not sure if I should be showing this video because YouTube has a problem with showing firearms and ammunition and all that.
Yeah, don't play the sound.
YouTube is also kind of dumb. But here somebody posted, this is what's being shot with a 30-06 actually looks like. You know, for those of you still believing the official story. The funny thing is, the person who made this video then commented and said, hey there, guy who made the video here, that was an armor-piercing round. I would probably just go ahead and take this down. For those who don't know, an armor-piercing round is a very, very special round. That is, you can guess, for piercing of armor. A regular ammunition for this rifle wouldn't have the same impact as the massive impact that this ammunition has. But people want to be experts. Even this dumb patriotic blonde here wants to be an expert on apparently what rifles and ammunition does and all that. Everybody wants to be an expert now. Don't leave it to the court. Don't leave it to the expert. Just be an expert on social media. Do it for the likes. Do it for the likes. If not for the truth, do it for the likes. Do it for the money. Later on, you can still say, "Hey, I was wrong." Honestly, I think that's what Kenneth Owens will do. I honestly do think that that's what Kenneth Owens' long-term plan is. I think right now she wants to talk as much. She wants to be as insane as possible, and thereby make tons of money and get tons of views. And then later on, she wants to say, hey, you know, guys, I was actually wrong. Forgive me. I have learned. I was actually wrong about all of this.
I don't.
And the worst thing about it is that people will forgive her for that. That's what I think. What do you think?
I think she's always going to just double down and say it was all, nope, the bad guys won. There was too much power. There were too many powerful people behind it. We couldn't even stop it.
I know. Maybe
that's why we need to work harder on my new theory about this.
Maybe I'm a little bit cynical and distrustful, but I think that that's actually her long game, is to just make money and get views and all that and get relevance as much as possible by acting like a lunatic, and then in the future she'll be like, "I was wrong, guys," and lots of people will actually forgive her. And people like to see somebody repent, you know. I won't believe her though. I will never believe her. I think she was always a fraud. She is a fraud. She will always be a fraud. And for that, nobody should ever, 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 ever look past all the messed up stuff that she has done. By which I'm not saying you shouldn't forgive people. I'm saying it is very clear the trajectory and the plans that she undertakes, the stuff that she does. It should be remembered forever. She's a lunatic. She's the definition of fake news media. Definition of fake news media. New media, but fake news. Metamorphosis. A while ago, Logo said they were adding a book to their library that you guys said was good, but it wasn't ready yet. Do you recall what that was?
That would be Islamic Dilemma video. Let me see if that's available. There was some issue getting it up or something like that. Or I didn't get all the details, but yeah, I'll check it out. I'll go look now.
By the way, you can find that. You can see that book right here. I would advise everybody get the Islamic Dilemma right here. You can see it right over here. See? The Islamic Dilemma! Written by our very own Christopher Frost. Chris from Speaker's Corner. Everybody get the book, The Islamic Dilemma.
It's right
you can
here.
find it on Amazon. The Islamic Dilemma, written by Christopher W. Frost, with foreword by a rather unnoticeable individual, not by the name of David.
Super genius.
Get it now.
Oh yeah, I gotta ask them about that. That's what I mean. It still says pre-order.
Nice.
Oh, but it says August. It says August 2026. So yeah, I don't know why, but it lists August. It's pre-order now. That's for Logos guys. But yeah, you can. I mean, grab this on Amazon. Get it on Amazon.
Hey, don't talk trash about Yoshi, man. Nobody talk trash about Yoshi.
I don't know what Yoshi's doing over there, but it's creepy.
Yoshi with the zoot plug. I'm loving this camera. Do you guys have any convos with Charlie Turning Point USA about the series you were going to do on Islam? I'm starting to wonder who else had incentive. Same people praising Islam and trying to take down Turning Point USA. I talked to them just recently. I actually went to meet with some people from Turning Point USA just last week, I believe. Time flies. And I talked to them about it. There are certain people on the case already, like Inspiring Philosophy and God Logic.
They're still doing some more recordings for that.
Yeah, they are working with Turning Point USA directly to tackle Islam, and I like that. I'm supposed to do something with them at some point, they said to me once again, but I don't know when and how. And ideally, David is also supposed to do something with Turning Point USA.
What else? What's this other part of this though? I'm starting to wonder who else had incentive. Oh, as far as like people, working with Tyler Robinson? I don't know what this is.
People working to have Charlie assassinated. Oh no, it makes sense that people had him killed because he was opposed, because he was against Islam. Just the day before he was killed, he posted about how Islam is evil. He posted about how the Islam is the sword the left uses to destroy America.
Yeah, before Charlie ticked off a lot of people. So before you actually had information and evidence coming in, it's like you could make a list. You could make a list of who you think it might be. And you could tell based afterwards based on who was cheering and celebrating his assassination. You could tell
the Muslims were cheering.
Wanted him dead.
The Muslims loved it. Muslims loved seeing Charlie Kirk killed. Although Muslims loved it. They just loved it. They celebrated it. We could make a compilation of all the Muslims who celebrated seeing Charlie Kirk killed. What makes me sad is when I think about this during my conversation with Charlie, which was 2 months before he was murdered. He said the following. You know, when he said these words to me,
his show. You guys know Matt, Fred, Pints with Aquinas?
Yeah.
He's
awesome.
a really smart guy.
Awesome.
And I listened to like 10 minutes of. I have really started, as you know, speaking more and more about Islam.
Thank you for the message.
And everyone's, I'm hated for 900 different things. I have real jihadis and purple-haired jihadis. I have both.
That is correct.
I have real jihadis and purple-haired jihadis.
The only bad thing about Matt Fradd is he sounds exactly like Lily J.
Because he's
no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I asked people where Lily J's accent is from, but yeah, there's apparently an area of Australia where they talk like that.
You know, it's kind of messed up. I brought this up in a video recently as well. But as I was sitting there with Charlie, his entire point here was that I am courageous, that I am brave, and that he has people who want to kill him, who are purple-haired jihadists and regular jihadists. I didn't realize at that point how serious this whole thing actually was. You know, as he was saying there, so his implication there was that you have Muslims who want to kill him, and you have the leftists who want to kill him. As I was sitting with him up there on the stage, I thought to myself, I mean, there's no way that anyone is actually going to kill him. If something like that happened, it would be, people killing me, people killing people like us. I don't think that something is actually going to happen to him. He's doing a great job and nobody's going to come and kill him. Man, was I wrong. I don't know, on that day, after this whole thing, I kind of realized that, yes, the jihadists, the Islamists are pretty messed up and pretty terrible and pretty dangerous and all that, but there is a problem in America that is actually more dangerous than the Muslims in America at the moment. It's the hardcore leftists are very, very often more dangerous than the Muslims in America. Yes, in Europe, it might be the Muslims who are more dangerous, but in America, you have this very, very big problem with the leftists. I hate to say it, but that's just how it is.
The main reason you wouldn't think it would happen to Charlie is just because, he always had top-notch security, but that is the issue, that if someone really wants to get you and they're willing to risk everything, then people have taken out presidents before.
That is true. That is true. John West 454, can't wait for some EO friend to side with CO and see how David Wood drives the lesson home to Andrew Wilson. Can't wait for some Eastern Orthodox friend to side with Kenneth Owens and see how David Wood drives the lesson home to Andrew Wilson.
Hey, Sneeko just posted about Erica today. Did you see that?
What did he post?
He's apparently Team Candace now.
Okay, I was going to say something really bad, but I decided not to say it.
Now this Sneeko got me rooting for Alex Jones in their debate more.
What does this comment mean? I really don't understand it right now. Can't wait for some Eastern Orthodox friend to side with Kenneth Owens and see how David Wood drives the lesson home to Andrew Wilson. I really can't understand what this comment is saying. I'm sorry, I can't think right now. It's a fun joke, I see, but I don't know what it says. Badger Girl for God says, Nick Fuentes has finally seen the light and is defending Charlie and his family, that Israel did not kill Charlie. There's still hope for him. This is the funny thing about Nick Fuentes.
Well, he's been saying that.
He seems very reasonable in some directions, but also really messed up and unforgivably so in other directions. So, I see
he's
something.
been saying that. He was saying that for a while. He was saying how ridiculous it was, the conspiracy around that.
The thing with Nick Fuentes, which actually makes him more dangerous, is that he is really wrong and he's really, really bad. And I think what he stands for is really evil, but he's not stupid and he's not a lunatic.
Yep. Well, that's
he's
why
smart, and he has a reasonable way of approaching and of presenting his evils.
Yeah, people worry more about the completely unhinged, crazy sounding people and worrying about them getting the following and stuff like that. People like Candace and stuff. But it's like, yeah, you do. I mean, you can get a massive following like that. But at the end of the day, how crazy she is gets exposed. You have to worry more about the people who sound really, really reasonable, except for some really screwed up, crazy ideas.
Yeah.
I'm right now. I'm thinking of like Tucker, because I heard like Turning Point continued working with Tucker and not with Candace, and I was just like, Tucker probably long term. Tucker's more dangerous than Candace with some of the stuff he's saying. He's just better at not appearing completely deranged. Whereas Candace is like, she'll run with this for a while, but it's going to come crashing down. So anyway, point is, she's not gonna last as long.
Hey, Argentina scored a goal against Switzerland and is now leading, which is bad because it's going to be tougher for England to win the next game. But
anyway. So you'd rather the worst team wins so that,
out of pure self-interest, I would want Switzerland to win this game so that England has an easier opponent.
Not me. I want the best team to win this event that I couldn't conceivably care less about.
Andrew Wilson works for Turning Point USA now, says Mad Cat. Well, he doesn't really work for them. So what happened is that Turning Point USA hired Andrew Wilson to visit their college debaters to basically teach them the basics of debating or something like that, which I think is a nice thing. I mean, I think I disagree a lot with Andrew, and I think that in some topics and in some debates he does terribly, especially in his debates against me. And maybe he was kind of bad in his debate with you, David.
Look, you either support the jihadis or you're bringing about the Antichrist.
But he can teach people something. So they only hired him temporarily, just they just paid him to teach people about debating. They don't have a long-term contract with him.
It is good seeing him going after the Candace and the Candace crowd and stuff like that, and then constantly challenging her to debate and seeing her constantly back down. That is making it.
I find it hilarious, man. It's like their crowds were attacking me for the longest time for supporting the Jews and siding with the Zionists and all that, and now that they are closer with Turning Point USA. And that they're defending Erica Kirk and all that, you can see all these lunatics go like, "No, you have sold out. Andrew Wilson and his wife Rachel, they have sold out. They're now sucking up to Jews and Israel." I just find it so hilarious, man. I sent Rachel a message and said, "Hey, sorry if I find this really, really hilarious how things have turned out to be." It's funny. Real Black Milky, guess the tune. I'm not Jesus, I'm a liar. You're Muhammad. Hint, I'm your Venus, I'm your fire. I don't even know that. What is that?
I'm your Venus, I'm your fire, your desire.
Soccer was invented by Constantine at Nicaea, you see. Yeah, that's why we should take it over. Autistic Lutheran carnivore, but Candace Owens said she was sick of media deception when she narrated convicting a murderer. That David Wood Plus produced about the Stephen Avery case in Wisconsin. Interesting.
Not familiar with that. Stephen Avery. I'll be looking that up while you're going through those.
Well, I insist that Candace Owens was always a lunatic and always unreliable. Charlie helped her grow too. I adore him, but he's also responsible for the monster. And he was being petulant when people wanted him to distance himself from her. Now his family suffers. This is true. And Charlie was a great guy. He was fantastic, but he also made the mistake of promoting her, for which he was sorry. We now have clear evidence that actually in his last months, he was publicly trying to keep the peace with her, while also warning against her and repeatedly complaining that Candace Owens fans are the worst. We have his best friends, Andrew Colvett and others, saying that all he wanted to do was to keep the peace publicly with Candace, so that she would so that she wouldn't turn into a complete lunatic and go after Turning Point USA as well, which utterly failed. Apparently, Andrew Wilson was hired by Turning Point USA to train their debaters, and the Candlin team came at him. Should be interesting. I know they're attacking him now. I find this hilarious, man. I mean, I don't want anybody to suffer all the stuff that people suffer from the Candace Owens and conspiracy lunatics, but I find it so hilarious how they turned against Andrew Wilson as a Zionist puppet. I find it so funny, so ironic. I'm questioning about Candace. How much before Charlie's murder did she may have contributed or provided information on Charlie's security detail? I don't know. I think it's entirely possible that she literally went and murdered Charlie Kirk.
Hey, this Stephen Avery case is actually pretty crazy, man. So this dude was convicted of a murder that he didn't commit in 1985, and then he spent 18 years in prison, and then the conviction was overturned on DNA evidence, and he was released in 2003, and then he killed a woman in 2005. This guy served 18 years for a murder he didn't commit, and he gets out and murders somebody.
Andrew Wilson only knows how to debate whores. Well, then it would be perfect for him to debate Candace Owens. So, MT, I think George was involved. Why was he reaching out to Charlie enough that Charlie had other people taking his calls? Andrew said you and your husband in the tweet. By the way, the community note lies. The community note does indeed lie. It is now removed, by the way. He may have been, I don't know. We have a right to a... We have a right to have a fair and speedy trial. This is for public interest as much as the accused, in my opinion. It is a shame that with all evidence, this case is not over yet. No, it is quite normal. I mean, I would want it to be over as soon as possible, but
yeah, so would I.
It is going by the regular timing that usually is.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure everyone at like Turning Point on that side wants this to hurry up, so that. Basically, so that all the evidence can come out, and then people will be aware of it, and then you got the conviction, and then hopefully that quiets down the conspiracy nuts. But also, I mean, the court wants to be careful and not do anything, not to push anything. Say, oh, you made us go too fast or something like that. With such a big trial, with so much misinformation going around that, yeah, I mean, if you like appeals, take 15 years sometimes, but anyway, yeah.
You see,
I hope this trial goes through pretty quickly.
You see, AP, have you told David Wood how football stopped a war for the day? That actually did happen.
Oh, I remember that. Who was it? The British and the Germans, and they
Yes.
they had the trenches, and they said, "Hey, why don't we just play soccer for a day?" And they all did it.
Or they stopped for a football match, or they stopped or they stopped to play a football match, or something.
Yeah, they
like
started. Yeah, they agreed to play soccer.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Let's play a little bit, and then we can continue killing each other. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's what they should have done. They should have said, "Hey, we'll play one game. Whoever wins, the other side has to surrender." War's over.
Football stopped war. Christmas truce. It famously occurred during the spontaneous Christmas truce of 1914. Along parts of Western Front, British and German soldiers laid down their weapons, crossed into no man's land to exchange gifts, and engaged in an impromptu football game. Football games, December 25th, 1914. That was nice. That is nice. It is a really messed up thing. There is a statistic, isn't there, for I think World War One, where I would be lying if I remember the actual statistic, and I don't want to misrepresent it, but I think that most shots fired during the war were deliberately not on target. People just didn't want to kill each other. It's kind of a messed up thing, war.
You're just mad because the Turks lost.
People were very hesitant to kill each other in the war. The Turks should have lost their whole place during that war. It would be nice if Turkey had Turkey been divided after that as planned into multiple different countries. That would have been fantastic.
Should have been.
AB fellow colleague checking in again. This case has nothing to do with Muslim lesbianism and is not in your field. So I ask that you leave it to Egyptian plane expert Professor Candace Owens.
It's a good point. Let the experts talk, man.
This sounds so funny out of context. It makes no sense out of context, but when you know it, if you know, you know. D.D. Anderson made a super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, D.D. Anderson. Really appreciate it. FB showing Muhammad would have the strength of 30 furries. This is true. It's from the game Contra. Mythical Ash made a super chat of $10. Thank you so much. Baz the Dark Horse. When the time travels are put on the stand, Candace will be vindicated. You see?
Wait, they say Contra?
That's what it said.
Who said that?
Somebody.
I remember the code for Contra. That one's different. Contra was up, down, left, right, B, A, start.
Nobody cares. Monica Overstreet says, Monica Overstreet 1984 says, Comrade Candace has some brainwashed cult members in the chat. It's so alarming that people can be so evil or lack discernment or knowledge. I'm trying to be Christian. Pray for these lost souls. That is a fantastic approach, and I like it, Monica. They will learn. Your approach is definitely better than my approach, I would say. Maybe I should learn from you. I just read the Mythical Ash. I just read about the 1453 siege of Constantinople and Ibrahim's sword and scimitar. Thank you for announcing your Turk identity. You're welcome.
Turks are the worst.
I am officially Greek now and American. I'm Greek and American now. The problem with American is that you can be American and still something else, but you can't really be of American ethnicity. But I want to renounce my ethnicity. So the best I can do is we can either decide that American is now a new ethnicity, or I can say I'm Greek and also American. Shihonaj. Canada's base got so big for the same reason Hamas got big in Gaza. It's the environment. The right has lost its moral center a long time ago. Oh, I agree with that. I sure do agree with that. Bull Rudder. Charlie deserved so much better than the circus Candace Owens turned it into. Yeah. Charlie actually cared about the morals and the faith. Candace is a demon. Candace will be sued for $1 billion one day. I think Candace did it. Prove me wrong. Well, nobody can prove you wrong, little black milky. Cult Wraith. I haven't seen a case this clear-cut since the submitter in the UK struck a guy at his neck and then stood there and explained to the crowd why his religion demands it until police arrived.
Yeah, I don't know if you're thinking of a different one, but that's what happened with Lee Rigby. They went at his neck till his head almost came off, and then stood there being interviewed by a guy recording on his cell phone. Started explaining it. Started breaking down what the Quran says.
Gravity Harry says AP stands for American person. Yeah, I should do that. I should change my channel name to American person. What do you think? I don't have to lose my initials.
Yeah, you can't change your initials. You can change anything else, not your initials.
Yeah. Okay, what does everybody think? Okay, I'm gonna make a poll here. Not in the Zut sense. I'm starting a poll, not in the Zut sense. Should I change my channel name to American person?
No, because then you're gonna have to use the theme song from who was it? Was it they were Guess Who, and then they became Bachman Turner Overdrive. I forget when they recorded American Woman, but people are gonna American person, stay away from me, American person, AP let me be. Okay, so I just started the poll. The poll is: should I change my channel name to American person? If it ends in yes, I will change it to American person. I hereby urge everybody to vote yes. Vote yes now. Vote yes. You owe me this. Vote yes. User says Erica is waiting for the criminal case to be over to sue Candace. The reason is that she wants the criminal trial's evidence to be available to her. Oh, you got a couple of good alternatives here: American Prophet or American Patriot. You're supposed to vote yes, people, not no. American Psycho for D. American Furry, but spelled with a PH. I'm a Greek in person. American Perk. American Protate. Zachary Duckett says, here's the real conspiracy. Tyler did the act, but his act was not unabetted. His act was motivated by the continued escalation of tactics from politicians on the left. First words were violence, then silence was violence. They call us Nazis praying this would happen. I agree in essence. Thank you, Zachary. As evidence comes out, actual malice case is stronger. This is true. John West, Andrew. By the way, guys, that is actually very relevant for a civil lawsuit. You're allowed to cling to all sorts of deranged conspiracies, but I mean, if you're saying things that are factually false when they can verify you had access to the correct information, that would be evidence that you're of actual malice in what you're saying. You have actual malice.
Andrew Wilson, the epitome of hero to zero, and I'll do bingo lingo from an ortho gringo postering is alpha dingo. Okay. Big Rig says, breaking Kenneth Owens. I don't know, but I know that Tyler Robinson had Ben Shapiro's phone number. You decide what that means, but we all know what that means. That makes sense. It makes so much sense, bro. LOL, I was wrong. Isn't coming out her month. Isn't coming out her mouth. Yes. Charlie Kirk drank spoiled juice, and so is the juice. This is true. Sorry I'm late, but the orbs got Charlie. All jokes aside, yeah, please don't make jokes about Charlie's death. Rest in peace, Charlie. Still so infuriating that he's gone. May the Lord grant him eternal bliss. Amen. Bluey, you guys seen the old YouTube vids of Lance Twiggs as a little kid playing piano? No, I haven't. I don't want to see it. Metamorphosis, David Wood, if I buy your Apologetics Roadshow study bundle, Islamic Dilemma is less than $2 since I already have a peace bundle. Nice. Hey, you can still buy my bundle. I haven't advertised it in a while because I'm retarded. But you can literally go on logos.com/AP to get my bundle here.
I've been waiting for them to fix that that Islamic Dilemma issue before I've been promoting it again.
I've been promoting it again. Been promoting it again. Here's Logos. Special offer for friends of Apostate Prophet. You can get your bundle or a 60-day subscription on logos.com.
Ooh, we've got American. People kept giving suggestions. American Pigeon, Apologetics Protestant, American Penguin, American Palestinian.
Logos.com/AP. You can get your 60-day trial for Logos today.
Hey, people did point out that song American Person fits with your motto because it's American Person, stay away from Islam.
Nice. Dude, why are people voting no?
Because it's a stupid freaking channel name. American Person.
It's making me sick. Leftism is a problem across the world. The only reason you don't see it in places like England is because England is overrun by Mojo already, doing the work for them, acting like they're muscles. You are almost right, except the fact that the leftists are controlling England as we speak. The Labour Party and the factions within them that have taken over. It's basically leftists in charge already, which is why their country is getting raped without defense. And I hope it changes. I hope it changes so forcefully. I would love to see that beautiful country shine again. MTX. Not only did Muslims celebrate, but you had people like Ken Duns and Tucker promoting Islam, friends who had insight into his life and his security. Why do they want Turning Point USA gone? Asking questions. That is the truth. Charlie Kirk was heavily opposed to Islam. Those who claimed to be his friends, Candace and Tucker, immediately started promoting Islam after his death. I'm just asking questions. Eunuch Petsu, Charlie Kirk's loss hard hit me far here in South India. Metalith says, I never liked Kenneth or Tucker. Tucker seemed fake long ago and Kenneth gave off a vibe. And seeing her on Rubin Report with Blair White and Nope. I didn't watch it. It was just two individuals screaming at each other in a weird way. And Dave Rubin desperately trying to keep the peace. That was kind of funny to watch, though. Randy Bales gifted 1 Apostate Prophet membership. Thank you for imprisoning one person to this cult. Randy Bales gifted 5 memberships. Thank you for imprisoning 5 people into this cult. Of course, once you become a channel member, you can no longer escape because once you leave the cult, you will be put to death. User, you skipped my super earlier. No, I didn't. So David Wood, shut up this time. Candace used the cropped copy of
AP,
Mark shot to make him look shorter.
Hey, what's up with this Candace Owens chick, man?
What's wrong with you? Natural farmer. Andy Wilson should stick to exposing small P Mo. Inshallah. Cult Wraith. Utah has the firing squad. Poetic justice. I would love to see him executed with the firing squad. Once he's found guilty, of course. Just want to make that clear here.
You should contact your connections at Turning Point and say, what do I have to do to be in the little pool of witnesses?
I would love to. Once he's found guilty, once the murderer is found guilty, I would love to directly go there and watch him get executed by a firing squad. I would love to be there.
Hey,
what?
I have to say,
Peaceful.
we generally don't like public executions and stuff anymore like this, but it would.
I love it.
I think it would be like for deterrent purposes to any other shooter. If you are convicted and sentenced to death for assassinating someone like this because you don't like their ideas or something or their organization, you should be able to sell tickets to the execution, and all the funds should go to the organization of the person that you killed. And that way, because I don't want to kill a person and then it ends up being a huge fundraiser for them. So that might actually be a good deterrent for people.
I think you should be able to buy tickets on Ticketmaster or something like that. To
Ticketmaster to a huge public execution, and they make $50 million.
Pay by where you are seated.
Pay-per-view. Have it on pay-per-view, man. Pay-per-view.
Yeah. I want to go on Ticketmaster or Eventbrite or whatever site there is, and I want to buy tickets to the execution of Charlie Kirk's murderer and watch the firing squad. I would love it. It would be beautiful. Dankworth Balthazar says, stop arguing over American versus European football. They're both lame. You must irrationally based says, check out Ami Kozak and his parody. Good gosh, now I'm gonna wait. What were you saying? No, I dismissed the super chat because I was going to joke and be cruel to you on purpose. I actually clicked it away. Why did I do this? Forgive me. What was your super chat? I'm going to find it here and read it. Just don't talk trash about football. I'll ban you. Stop arguing over American versus European football. They're both lame. You must convert to the one true football, which is Nuffel's American football. American football. Praise Nuffel, the greatest of football patrons. Okay. Snowman 4821 made a super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Irrationally Based says, check out Ami Kozak and his parody videos on Candace, Sean Ryan, etc. videos. Hilarious. I know. I love Ami. I love Ami Kozak. He's very based and very funny. Metalith, only Mo was more satisfied by a poll result. What's wrong with you? Randy Bales, AP, did you give your desk a Viking funeral? I did not. Jack Ray gifted 5 Apostate Prophet memberships. Thank you for imprisoning 5 more people into this cult, out of which there is no escape but death. User Candace cropped the mugshot to make him shorter.
You keep not reading that part. That's why this person has had to post it. This is the third time already.
I literally read that just before. I know she did that.
When are you going to read that comment, man?
Because she's an evil witch with a B instead of a W. Young Kus the Great says, be safe, you too.
Oh, don't worry. Safety is my middle name.
Thank you, Young Kus the Great. I really appreciate that. Anything else, David, before we ride out?
Nope. I'm going to be live tomorrow earlier because we want to review that 3-on-3 Islamic dilemma debate that just came out.
What about the 30-on-1?
Yeah, that's true. That'll be the show called Zooted. But we're going to have Chris from the UK. Oh, hey, yeah, Chris from the UK is going to be with us. So he's the guy who literally wrote the book, and we're going to review that debate. So it'd be early because it's we want UK people to be able to tune in. You guys are in a stupid time zone.
This is so funny, man.
Not in the Zoot sense.
When you say something that could be interpreted differently, people just say not in the Zoot sense.
We know.
NITZS. Must be very confusing for newcomers.
Hey, Lawful Good said, David, you described the plot to Running Man. The execution will be televised. Now that would be even more interesting. You actually do something like Running Man, where this guy actually gets to take off running, and various people get to hunt him down. But and then all the proceeds should go to Turning Point.
So I actually didn't, despite talking about it, didn't watch one of the most important things, but we can watch it some other time, which is
My name is Lamb.
The gay furry lover Lance Twiggs testifying on
I
camera.
think I saw him after that message where I said I'll come home and say I'm doing laundry.
But he also is a very scary looking individual, so I don't want to really look at it very much, especially at night. That said, so David will be live tomorrow. You can all catch David live tomorrow. I shall have more stuff to do to get settled. Once again, it's taking forever. We'll be traveling in next week at some point for very, very important things, after which point I shall further publicly talk about things that have been said about me for half a year now. For now, the best thing we can probably recommend is, hey, tomorrow is Sunday. Go to church.
A Protestant church.
That's what Charlie would have recommended too. Go to church. Preferably.
Hey, Metamorphosis said, D-Wood, I bought your bundle and the Islamic Dilemma book is there. Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
That is good. Okay.
London used to sell tickets to hangings. Good idea. That's a good idea. Message you on X. David, I brought your bundle. I bought your bundle and the Islamic Dilemma book is in there. Very, very nice. So you can buy David Wood's bundle and logos as well. What's the link for that? Do you know?
Oh, yeah. I just know it off the top of my head.
Why don't you? Holy shite. Argentina, Switzerland just scored a goal, man.
Switzerland scored a goal?
Against Argentina. Unbelievable.
You see? They're the real threat to England.
Yes, I hope they win. All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Go to church tomorrow. Preferably to a proper church. And I shall see you on the next one. As always, have a fantastic day. And as the goats like to say, wait a minute, there's another super chat here. Ben Shapiro latest did about Candace is probably the best I have seen. It involved dreams, explanation on Modern Bailey, Candace and Tate, masterpiece. I heard of it, I haven't watched it.
Oh, Martin Bailey, he broke it down? Huh.
From what I heard, and I get my information from a very reliable source, it was a very, very wonderful video, so I would recommend watching it.
I've been posting that Candace keeps committing the Martin Bailey fallacy.
I haven't watched
it. She'll make this like deranged conspiracy theory, and then when you challenge her, it's I'm just defending this, I'm just saying this, or I'm just asking questions or something like that, and it's over and over again.
So go watch the video and then go to church tomorrow, inshallah. We'll see you all together again, inshallah, soon. As always, have a fantastic day. God bless you all, and
stay away from Islam.
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 Stay away from Islam. Stay away from Islam. Stay away from Islam. Stay away from Islam.